Very happy. All smiles around. On to some of the other stuff. We have the TCG exclusives that have been revealed for the Agov set here. And there's a lot of people freaking out over them. They're pretty good. I've read them. Let's read them together and we'll break them down. So the two dynamic duos, you have Ken the Warrior Dragon and Gen the Diamond Tiger. I will now read them both. Ken the Warrior Dragon, light level 3 warrior effect, 1300 attack, 1550 defense. Once per turn at the end of the battle phase, bounce this from the field to hand. You can only use each of the effects of Ken the Warrior Dragon once per turn. During your main phase, you can special summon one Gen the Diamond Tiger from your hand or deck to your opponent's field in defense position. If this card is special summoned by the effect of Gen the Diamond Tiger, your opponent draws 2 cards and they discard 1 card. Now let's read Gen so we can get an entire kind of like sort of understanding of what the cards do in tandem together because they summon each other. Gen's a level 3 light warrior, 800 attack, 2000 defense. Once per turn at the end of the battle phase, return it from the field to the hand. You can only use each of the effects of Gen once per turn. During your main phase, you can special summon one Ken the Warrior Dragon from your hand or deck to your opponent's side of the field in defense position. If it's special summoned by the effect of Ken the Warrior Dragon, discard 1 card. They're pretty sick. We're hand looping our opponent. So the big thing that I've gotten is you give Ken to your opponent if you want to draw cards deeper into your deck. And you give Gen to your opponent to force them to discard a card. The only thing is these cards are great in the fact that they can keep bouncing back to your hand during the end of the battle phase to keep pressure. The only thing that I haven't figured out yet, and I don't know if anybody can explain to me, is this requires your normal summon, right? I haven't found a way besides like in a Soul Day deck or something like that. Like, this is your normal summon. A Soul Day's a card? I mean, I just said that, yeah, but also Pearly's a deck. Okay, so this is probably finding a home in a deck that doesn't normal summon. And for what it's worth, if this is my only normal summon in the deck, that's pretty fucking good. That's a really, really strong normal summon that repeatedly becomes a normal summon because it keeps going back to your hand. Dark World, Pepe. Dark World. Silly. Yeah, I think these cards are they're sick. They're really, really strong. And I think in the right deck, they'll definitely make them shine here. At what point does your hand just get fucking stuffed with these dudes, right? Like, I think after the second loop of them around, right? Like, I summon Ken to my opponent's side of the field. How many of these do we play? Like, do we play, like, 2 of each or something like that? Or you probably play 3 of each. Imagine getting all 6 of them in your hand. What do I do with them? Free triple tactics and thrust on turn 1. That's true. That's true. If I go Ken, give my opponent Gen, and they go Gen, pitch a card, I can thrust them on turn 1. That is degenerate. That's pretty fucking insane. That's crazy. Oh yeah, no, that's definitely insane. I'm trying to really think of anything else to say about it, but that's just crazy. That's actually one of the craziest interactions I've ever heard. Because I don't know, like your opponent can like build decks without hand traps or something specifically to respect a card like triple tactics thrust. Sometimes that's what you have to do. But I mean, if this is like in my deck, I trigger it on my own. Damn, the Pearly players are looking nice with this. That's pretty insane. These cards are great. Those cards are awesome. Next up, Asset Mountus. Level 7 Insect, Light, 2300 attack, 2000 defense. If your opponent controls a level 6 or lower monster, special summon this card from your hand. If you have more cards in your hand than your opponent, you can change the battle positions of all monsters on the field. All other insects on the field become the same attribute and level as this card. Also, you cannot special summon monsters except insect monsters. If this card is destroyed, add a level 8 or higher monster from your deck to your hand. This is kind of cool. I don't think this is crazy, though, right? I'm trying to think of every insect deck that's existed. And what is there any XYZ 7s that are insects that are broken? Like, what's the point of making them all the same level? Am I not seeing something? Digital bug support. Ain't nobody ever seen Rhino Bus. Nobody's got. I'm gonna look up this Rhino Bus. Hold on. There ain't no way it actually does something good. No way. Digital bug Rhino Bus. Okay, this does make it. This does make it. Okay, we're hard making it. If this card, Piercing, during either player's turn, detach an XYZ, destroy the face-up monster your opponent controls with the highest defense. This card is fucking ass! I'm not going to play this big mantis thing to summon Rhinobus. That doesn't do enough. Is hitting Duel Links? We're not playing Duel Links, sir. I don't care about Rhinobus. Bro, if you summon Rhinobus, I'm going to laugh at you. That's what's going to happen. That's the effect. Your opponent has a chuckle. Okay, unique card. I'll put it that way. Nothing I really consider good, though. There's no really combo I'm seeing. Maybe I'm missing something, but it's basically Trident. It's basically not good enough compared to everything else in the game right now. Moving on. Pit Knight Philly. Non-target removal. It's non-target. It doesn't target. However, it is restricted to only the highest defense. That's a problem. Okay, back to the next one. We have a new Pit Knight Philly, linked to Fire Cybers, 1500 attack, left-right arrows. If this card is special summoned to a zone a link monster points to, target a monster you control with 15 or less, it can make a second attack during the battle phase. Also, if battles an opponent's monster, any battle damage is doubled to your opponent. Whoa. Sorry, excuse me. During the standby phase of the next turn this card was destroyed by battle or card effect, you can special summon it. Someone said this is nutty. What's the general consensus of this? It's like okay. I mean, can it target itself? Oh, it can target itself, which is pretty cute. Okay, wait, yeah. That's like pretty interesting. So on its own, it's 3,000 damage. Ain't no way they power creeping my boy Die Gusto Phoenix. 6k damage with a link to. That's if it destroys opponent's monster by battle. Okay, no, I'm like kind of into it. I don't know if it's like better than Pit Knight Early. Pit Knight Early's kind of crazy, but okay, I have a different respect for this card now that I know it can target itself. And it also can bring itself back, which isn't too bad. That's like not awful. Seems bad. I wouldn't say bad. Bad's like a stretch. I think it's like okay. I'd give it like out of 10 6.8. 6.8. I feel like that's a good number. That's a solid number. Seems like all right. Last card, Watt Psychic Fighting Porter. Quick play spell card. Special summon 2 level 3 or lower light monsters from your hand. If you summon 2 monsters with the same original type, those monsters can attack directly this turn. They have the same original level. They cannot be destroyed by battle this turn. Okay, that card's ass. I probably don't even have to talk anymore about that. That card's shit. All right, new cards. I mean, they're pretty cool. These are insane. I think these cards are friggin' broken. I'm curious to see if they actually pan out as good as people are making them out to be, or if it's just hype. I don't know. We'll find out soon. We'll see when the pros get their hands on the cards.